So about 2 months ago, I made a video called Why I Switched from Spotify to Apple Music, and now 2 months later, I'm going to be updating you on things I missed, which I'm still pretty late to this video. 2 months later, I'm pretty late. But nevertheless, I've been using Apple Music ever since 2 months because of HomePod Mini 3-month trial, free trial thingy, and then after that is $10 a month. And so, yes, welcome back to Honest Discussions. Today we're going to talk about basically stuff I missed about Spotify and how I got started on Spotify. And so, one thing here before we dive in is that I'm kind of busy with, or actually no, before that, I'm not going to be doing a separate video on reactions to the WWDC event because, well, in that recap video, I kind of covered all my thoughts on that while I was talking about each individual new feature and stuff. And so there's no point in making a whole separate video on that. And also, I haven't had too much time to make videos on this channel because I have been kind of busy with my other channels. I'm making a I just made an Apple Buds Part 4, no, Apple Be Like Buds Part 4, which you can check that out up there. It's pretty funny. Yeah, kind of been busy, but now I'm back on track. And so let's begin here is how did I get started with Spotify? Well, first being is that last year, around December of 2020, I want to say, basically before the whole lockdown COVID thing, I got the iPhone 11, my first phone, which I still have it here, in great condition. And after I got that, a few days or weeks later, I got Spotify because before that I had YouTube Music, or not YouTube Music, but I had music playlists on YouTube, like a whole playlist, and I kind of wanted to put that on Spotify because I wanted to have a music app that I could play in the background without paying for Apple Music, because at the time I thought the Apple Music was you have to pay for every single song, even though it's just like a subscription that you can't really get rid of, because if you do, then all your playlists go away, which is kind of dumb. But nonetheless, I went to Spotify, and ever since December something, around that time, and then all the way up to 2 months ago, I've used Spotify basic, no premium, no nothing, just basic with ads and everything, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, for a whole year I used Spotify without ads and everything. Or yeah, for the first months I did. After a while I got tired of Spotify because of the ads. But essentially, that's how I got started. I started listening to Spotify about a year ago. Before that year, before my iPhone 11, I never used any music app, no Pandora or anything, just Spotify in December of 2020, and then from there on, 2 months ago, which is when I switched to Apple Music. Now, things I missed. So there's a few things I missed. Is that the first thing, the better recommendations of songs is what I missed. So yeah, they would pop up on your playlist, and then they're pretty good. Like most of the time they would play a song, and I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of good. So yeah, I would get these recommendations of songs, and most of the time I would actually add it to my playlist. I'll be listening to playlist, and then it says, oh, recommended for you or something like that in the playlist itself, like a separate section, and then I'll listen to it and it's like, oh, that's actually pretty good. And so recommendations of songs on Spotify is like way better than what Apple Music has. Or I'm not sure if I know how to get the recommendations on Apple Music, but all I know is that Spotify had some very, very good recommendations of songs and everything. So that's one thing I missed. Next thing here is exclusive songs on Spotify. Now, I know you might be wondering, like, wait, what? So essentially, songs that aren't on Apple Music that are on Spotify, which is kind of rare, and it can go vice versa, where some songs on Apple Music, but those same songs aren't on Spotify, and so it kind of goes both ways. But I think it was like 1 or 2 songs I was listening to on YouTube, and then it wouldn't be on Spotify. I know there's one song. I had it in the AirPods review. It was the Ice Cream by Dion Custom. That's only on YouTube. It's not an official release, so it kind of sucks. But that's one thing. Another thing here, I think it's kind of last thing, because I don't really have many things I miss about Spotify because I didn't use premium. I used the one with the ads, which is very, very annoying. The last thing here is that you can't use Apple Music with your Xbox, which I know, it's like, why would you want to do that in the first place? You have like for me, I had Spotify on Xbox, which is kind of really, really cool. You could like hook it up from your phone and hook it up to your Xbox, and your Xbox could be playing a song in the background while you're playing a game. Now you would say, why would you want that feature? Well, because I never really had a speaker. The only speaker I have, or I had at the time, was my iPhone 11, which isn't a very good speaker. The speaker on my TV is way better and way bigger, or not bigger, but yeah, bigger. I think you would say that. It's kind of louder. And so yeah, that was a really cool thing to have music in the background, and no ads too, because Xbox didn't have ads, which was kind of cool. And so that's kind of one way to cheat off of premium, I guess, is you would hook it up to your Xbox, and your Xbox doesn't get ads, or your PlayStation as well. And so that was a really cool thing. And Apple Music, as far as I'm aware, this is not on an Xbox or a PlayStation or like on the Microsoft Store and everything. And so, yeah, that's the thing that kind of sucked. And so after that, that's kind of it. And it was kind of a short video. And so I never really had too many problems with Spotify besides like, well, the ads, no duh. And the fact that you had to pay $10 a month, which is, I guess is whatever. Yeah, so not too many things I really miss about Spotify. I use Apple Music now, which Apple Music I think is better in its own way, I think, because, well, first thing, Apple is kind of cheeky with their ways of doing things, is that before I got a HomePod Mini, it was $10 a month like Spotify for I guess to have Apple Music. But then once I got a HomePod Mini, it says, oh, you can actually get 3 months of free trial and then $10 a month, which is, I honestly kind of fell for that, I guess. Well, it's $3. It's 3 months of free, and so before, I guess you can get off of that, and then it's kind of free Apple Music. What is it for 3? But free Apple Music for 3 months, and then you don't have to pay a dime. I don't think so, right? But yeah, one thing I also kind of point out is that for me, like before, I still kind of the same way. Spotify and Apple Music are kind of the same thing to me, like almost, I guess, besides brand. For me, like $10 a month were at the time, $10 a month were the same for both Apple, or for both music streaming, whatever you want to call it. So I didn't really care which one. I didn't want to spend $10 on an Apple or on. I keep saying Apple. I didn't want to spend $10 on music, which I know it's like you don't want to spend $10 on music a month, but you're willing to pay a couple $100 for an iPhone, but you don't want to pay $10. Doesn't really make more sense. I know it's kind of weird, but the only time I would use, I think, Premium or something is when I had a gift card, which I don't have anymore. And so, yeah, I always viewed Apple Music and Spotify as really the same thing besides price. And it wasn't until I got the HomePod Mini that changed that. And so that's why I switched to Apple Music, is mainly because it was 3 months of free, and Apple Music, and Spotify didn't have that, which was kind of sucky. So, yeah, quick little short video of honest discussions, and we'll get back to it in the next one, I guess. Peace.